Dry run.
Period.
And Karen is not even spinning around and even looking for me when she's talking.
So it's having trouble at the moment.
She's over it.
It worked perfect the other day, but now it's having trouble. Okay, I think
Very
you're
typical.
good to go.
Very typical.
Go ahead, Mitra.
I'll go monitor it and find out. Sure.
All right.
Thank you, Steve.
And please stop me if I need to again.
Okay, Mitra. Yeah, well, let's first find out if he
Have the
can hear us. Casey would be
Yeah.
glad to
Yeah,
check
he's
on
got
it.
some more.
So we should talk so he knows that.
You
Like,
got
you
the
know-
audio going through the laptop right now.
But is it coming out on the YouTube video?
Yeah.
All right,
Audio's working now.
all right, Mitra, it's all you.
All right. So zoning map amendment 2020-01 is a proposal to amend 250 acres lands designation east of city of Glens Ferry, township 5 south, range 10 east. In fall of last year, what we learned was people in this area were seeing a unique hardship because the area was designated as commercial, highway commercial, interstate commercial in 2011. And not everybody had picked up on it that this does not allow a single family residence. So when they were coming into my department for making an application for single family homes, we were not able to process those, and that was a unique hardship presented to the community. And so instead of having each individual owner to process separate zone change amendment, we felt that it was a better idea for county to initiate a overall look at this area and provide them the designations that were more suited for that. So on September 11th, 2020, we requested the board to initiate a county initiated zoning map amendment for this area. And what it allowed us to do is it does not require anyone to pay us fees for that. It does not require a formal application, or it does not require a development agreement. And we can, as staff, look at all this information collectively and present it to you. So after you initiated the zoning map amendment, we did parcel specific inventory of the area to see what existing uses are prevailing in here. And what we learned was small farms, agricultural operations, and rural and estate residential lots were dominating the area. There was some animal keeping also seen in this area, as well as steep terrain towards the northern end of the proposed boundary that you see on the screen there. Now you don't. And then there were few commercial uses in the center of the area that had light industry, smaller commercial operations going on. We also learned that 3 large parcels towards the northern end were owned by City of Glens Ferry. So we reached out to the city and started conversations with them as to what their future plans for those parcels were. So then anytime we are looking at a zone change, there are 6 questions that are fundamental to be asked, and they become the findings of fact for your adoption of the ordinance. The first question is, does it comply with regulations of zoning ordinance? In other words, are we doing something that is consistent with our existing zoning ordinance regulations? Yes, our zoning ordinance does allow for rural residential mixed use. It does allow for agriculture. It does allow for commercial uses. So yes, it is consistent, and the parcel specific inventory allowed us to make the proposal that you have in front of you, which is also seen on the screen. The second question that we need to answer is, does it materially be detrimental to public health, safety, and welfare? And really what this question is asking is it going to increase our obligations for services and infrastructure investment in this area? And because rural residential mixed use is less intense use than commercial, heavy commercial, it will actually decrease the need for services and not increase that. So no, it does not materially be detrimental to public health and safety. We also have to answer, is it consistent with comprehensive plan land use designations? And there is a matrix in the zoning ordinance that actually goes over that. It's part of the staff report that you can see as Exhibit 3. And it says, which zoning designations are consistent with comprehensive plan land uses, and we have made the determination that it is consistent. The fourth question that we ask is, does the development agreement meet the requirement of the zoning ordinance? Well, we don't need a DA for this one, so that is kind of muted. The fifth question we need to answer is, does it impede normal flow of development? It does not impede normal flow of development. It actually furthers the normal flow of development, which is the estate, rural, residential, small agricultural operations, and so on and so forth. So it does not impede. And the last question we need to answer is, does it comply with comprehensive plan's policies? Our comprehensive plan is very clear about property owners' rights to be aware of any changes like this. And so we have, for every hearing for this project, we have done the due notifications to people within the 300 feet radius of this area, and let them know what changes are being made, including the map that you see on the screen here. So people were duly notified, as well as 4 large signs were placed on the property. The newspaper notifications was given and agencies were notified. So I believe that we have done everything to make sure that the property owners were aware of the changes being made to their property. It also talks about avoidance of duplication of procedures. We shouldn't create new things that will require additional review by other agencies. Is really the purpose of the comprehensive plan in that. And this, because we notified all the agencies impacted, is consistent with that goal of the comprehensive plan. And it talks about, promoting rural residential and agriculture development in Elmore County, which really rural residential mixed use does allow for quite a bit, and so does the agriculture designation in the north. So on October 21, 2020, we held a public hearing with planning and zoning and presented the information you have in front of you. And they have recommended approval of zoning map amendment 2020-01 to the Board of County Commissioner and the ordinance adopting that.
What date was that?
October 21, 2020. So as you may recall, we had a hearing scheduled for this on November 20th, 2020, but because the state's guidance on COVID-19, compliance changed on us, we had to reschedule that, and we are here today. And I hope that you will approve the zoning map amendment today, because we have property owners that are held up right now in the queue for their building permits to build their. So with that, I will stand for any questions you may have.
Questions?
No.
I have one question. The city of Glens Ferry, Monty White, their input, thoughts?
So we did reach out to the mayor for the first hearing I had before I had scheduled the hearing with the Planning and Zoning Commission, and we sat down and we understood what they wanted to do on the northern 3 properties and what their economic development goals were. I don't want to discuss those in public forum, but we do know what they want to do there, and the agriculture zone does allow for that to happen in the future. So we have coordinated with the mayor.
Okay,
Very good.
Has there been any opposition to this?
We have not heard any opposition to
Then
this
you
except delays is what. on people's minds.
Okay. Thank you, Mitra.
Thank you.
With that being said, then I would like to ask the parties who are in favor of this proposal to make their presentation. If there are any parties here that would like to speak in favor of that proposal, and if so, Casey would be glad to bring them up here in order.
Stand, can I talk from here or where you going?
No, we gotta get you on the,
Oh, okay.
Huh? No, we can say anything.
just gotta
It's gonna be brief.
state your name and so it's all on the record.
Mike here.
Yep.
Justin Wooten, 185 North Kansas Avenue, Glenns Ferry. My wife and I own about 53 of those 250 acres. And we're hoping to build a home there. I know it's with 2 other homes that are gonna go up there if the zoning change. And I think, I just wanted to say that it's a little bit of growth that's coming to our area, may not be commercial or anything, but it would help our interests as well as some other community members. And so, and I just wanted to thank the work that's gone into it at this time.
Yeah, sorry it took so long. COVID didn't help us.
Yeah, we can't blame that on anybody, right?
Thank you,
You have
Justin.
what, 3 building permits sitting on this? So, yeah, we've been holding people up for a while.
Okay, yeah, and we do not want that.
Nope.
So we will now ask for,
Hold on, bud.
oh, I'm sorry. I apologize. And I didn't catch the name.
My name's Cody Pollard,
Cody?
in Glenns Ferry, Idaho. I certainly thank you guys for having the meeting today, very much so looking forward. Can't thank the planning and zoning department enough. They've worked really hard, seems as though they've been very thorough and they've been great to get in contact with and help through this. Same as Justin, we're looking forward to building a home. We own 5.5 acres in the area and really looking forward to getting started. So I certainly hope you guys pass it today and thank you guys for getting through the COVID.
Yeah, I know you guys have been more than patient with us and I apologize for that.
Glad it's
The governor put down some rules on us that we didn't want.
Thank you, Cody. Okay, we will now ask for any parties who are neutral to the proposal to make their presentation. Do we have anyone here that's neutral? We have no one here that's neutral, so, and any parties in opposition at this time? I don't see anyone here. Did we get to any written testimony? Did I already do that?
Yeah.
Or submit, do we have anything in
There
writing?
was one that came along and it is part of the
Yeah,
staff
it's in-
report now.
in
the
the
packet.
attachment.
Okay,
All that stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure I got that on the record. And I'm curious, does this need to be read for the record or no? Just for our knowledge? Huh?
It's not necessary to read it. It
Okay.
can be inspected like anybody wants to.
I close the public hearing.
Okay, with that being said, no one in opposition. And we have no other new facts. I'll now close the public hearing and close the record.
I would make a motion to approve ZMA 2020-01.
Well, you got an ordinance here.
Page 5 of the staff report.
Oh, well. It can't be different.
There, it's ordinance,
We're amending the ordinance, right?
no, it's, the ordinance is
Adopt the-
adopting the zoning ordinance map amendment, 2020-.
Okay, make a motion to approve ordinance number 2021-01. Elmore County zoning map amendment, 2020-01. Motion to approve that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Is this the one we're signing, Shelley?
Huh?
Is this the one I'm signing?
Yes.
I know you guys all wanted it done sooner, but we finally got there.
Yeah. Change the lumber price. Gotta have some.
Oh, yeah.
We're gonna blame that on.
Isn't that
COVID
just
and not the
normal?
commissioners.
Yeah, it did slim down quickly too, you know, it caused a problem.
That seems to be the easy excuse nowadays.
What about steel? Can we do anything in steel?
Oh, no, that's worse than wood. I'll tell you that right now.
PVC pipe.
If you can find it.
Well, we do appreciate your patience and it's not an easy thing to work through. We definitely appreciate your patience.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Mitra.
Thank you.
Petra, Casey, great job.